classes of the nobility. Formally vested with distinct political powers. The degree, the quality, the nature, and the extent of one's interest in land or other property. Possessions, property, especially a person's property in land and tenements. Man of small. The assets, the liabilities left by a person at death. A landed property, usually with a large house, etc., or land, etc. Basically that. So it's dealing with both land, property, wealth, and titles of nobility. So Noble Drew Ali say, we lost our great estate, and we keep just thinking about land, and it's actually titles. His name is what? Noble Drew Ali. Now, when your state is returned, and you really begin to study this questionnaire, it leads you back to a consciousness. You were the nobles who were overthrown. And your concept of servitude and victimization is a contemporary condition, but not an ancient condition. So you cannot look at yourself as being slaves in ancient dispensation. But then by our training, we look at ourselves and measure ourselves from the slave period up, which is the wrong mentality. Therefore, we don't recognize that we were ever noble or had positions of authority. Therefore, we don't think from that perspective. Therefore, when we see the questionnaire with the sister being unconscious, we can't think of her from a conscious perspective. And as a matter of fact, everyone's threatened of her being conscious because the aura changes. And when the aura changes, the conditions change. But they're trying to get to their hereditaments without her being conscious. But hereditaments, let's look at hereditaments. Hereditaments is an interesting word because people usually look at inheritance, don't they? And her is still interesting, isn't it? So, hereditaments is Black's Law Dictionary.
We can mark the pages.
Yes. Hereditaments are things capable of being inherited or inherited, be it corporal or incorporeal, real or personal or mixed, and not including only lands and everything thereon, but also heirlooms and certain furniture which by custom may descend to the heir together with the land. So therefore, when you're talking about ancient Amexem in Africa and the lost estate, you're not just talking about the land, you're talking about all that's in it. So it appears that we're wealthier than we had any idea that we were, and we're poor not because we're in someone else's nation, it's because our nation is under occupation by foreign powers. That's what colonization is. And it must be absolutely understood by us. It must be understood by us so that our concepts and our precepts are correct on how we view things. Also how we approach things. Do you understand? Nationalization. Nationalization is the process legal by which that which was lost in the political realm relative to having the capacity to be in line of natural descendancy must take place before those hereditaments can be claimed. Therefore, there's an issue that you often hear of when it says, honor thy mothers and thy fathers. In other words, you must be in association by both name and principle to the mother in order to receive the inheritance. Therefore, in order to break the linear natural course of descendancy, the Europeans placed their family names on us, as well as took away from us our name and our religion, in order to break the linear natural course of descendancy. What is the legal process that is referred to in the fact of breaking that descendancy? It's cheating. It's cheating is this. As cheating is whereas, hold on a second, please. ESCHEAT, or as cheat. Now, is cheat is, and this is in short, is a reversion of property, and it essentially means to fall or to devolve. And it is the reversion of lands in English feudal law to the lord of the fee when there are no heirs capable of inheriting under the original grant. Are you clear on that? Because it's important for you to get that concept, because it's important for people to know how the corporate state is operating in claiming the estate, whereas the state would be lost by the natural heirs through normal descendancy. And as cheating is the process by which you interrupt that, and that is how that is maintained. That's how the state begins to own all the property of the Aboriginal people through the escheating process. Now, in the role of political restoration, nationalization is necessary in order to defeat the escheating activities of the occupying party or state. So nationalization creates or restores the capacity and capability for the heirs to do what? To be qualified or competent for the estate to descend to them. For without proper status, the state does not descend to the natural descendants. Why? Because they are incapable or incompetent to receive the estate. Therefore, the occupying state under what is known as wardship, look up wardship, claims the estate of the heirs